Rock and Roll Geek Show 1255.
Still rocking after all these years.
This is the story of my rock and roll butler.
This is it, the show that started it all. Often imitated, but never equal. From San Francisco, USA, online since 2004. It's the one and only Rock and Roll Geek Show. With the original Rock and Roll Geek, Michael Butler.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My name's Michael Butler. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today is Saturday, October 21st, 2023, and it is, can't see, 7:28 p.m. when I'm recording this episode. It's been a couple of weeks since I've done a show. I honestly didn't have anything to well, I've been really busy, first of all, working my ass off, but I also didn't have really much to talk about, but here I am now. So wait, here's the way this thing works. Something comes up, I put it in an Evernote note. I used to do it in Omni Outliner, and then I would do it in some other program. But then I moved it to Evernote. And whenever something would come to mind, or a news story, or anything I would think about, I will put a little note, and I'll say, we'll talk about this on the podcast, or play this music on the podcast, or somebody sent me this, or I'll do that. So when that happens, I will put a little note down in the Evernote, and when I get enough of those things, I will do a show, assuming I have time and I'm not dead tired. I'm dead tired right now, but hey, I'm suffering for the friends of the Rock and Roll Geek Show. I don't know if there is any friends of the Rock and Roll Geek Show other than the donors. I haven't checked the stats, but I could be talking to myself, which would really suck. But hey, if you are listening, I appreciate it, friends. Where was I going with that? I don't know. But okay, so I got enough notes, and then I'll do a show. So here I am. I'm doing a show. Thank you to the people who did send me messages wondering when I'm going to do one. And here I am tonight on Saturday. I'm doing the show. I'm thinking about, if I have time, I got a few audio comments, and you hear my voice right now? It is shot. I just came back from Manitoba practice. Alex Kane flew up from L.A., and the new drummer, because Andy can't do these shows in New England, which, by the way, the shows are, let me see if I can find the listing of the shows here. Starts on, I have a Butler's gig on October 28th at a place called the Baltic Kiss in Richmond, California. We got a guy, Tom Draper, sitting in on guitar for us. Joel, his hand, he had surgery on his hand, and it's not healing. It's not healed enough for him to play. So we got a guy named Tom Draper who played in a short stint with Angel Witch, and he's in this really great band in the Bay Area called Union Jack and the Rippers. They play all like really obscure deep metal cuts, like new wave of British heavy metal cuts. He's a ripping guitar player. He's a British guy, and he's going to sit in. He's going to temporarily replace Joel for this gig. So that's on the 28th. And then the 29th... my voice is fucking shot. The 29th, Craig and I fly into New York, and we are going to be staying right down the street from Handsome Dick, Manitoba. And Scotty Slam, who's the new drummer who we practice with today, Alex Kane and Scotty Slam and me and Craig practiced today. I had to sing all the songs. But more of that in a second. So we're flying into New York. Craig and Scotty's flying from L.A. Alex is flying from Arizona. He's coming in, I think, the day before. So anyway, we rehearse on October 30th in New York City at a place called Club Berlin. We're going to be there from like noon to 4. If you're around New York, want to get together for a beer around 4 p.m., give me send me a direct message on Facebook, or send me an email, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com, and we'll get together and have a beer. So we're rehearsing at Club Berlin on the 30th, and then the first night of this tour starts October 31st, Halloween, at a place called Dingbats in Clifton, New Jersey, which, by the way, the other dictators, we're not the dictators, we're just Handsome Dick Man. Pardon me, I'm burping, it was fine. Pacifico. I'm going to open up one now. This is the fourth one of the day. I had 3 at band practice today. Let me take a sip here. I know I'm all over the place, jumping around. I'm kind of jumbled here, but I'm doing my best. So the other dictators, the actual people who own the name The Dictators, Ross the Boss and Andy Chernoff and Albert Burchard and the other guy who sings, they're playing on the 27th on Long Island. We're playing the 31st in Clifton, New Jersey, at a place called Dingbats. The next night, we drive to Brighton, Massachusetts on Wednesday, November 1st at a place called Garage B. Thursday the 2nd at a place called Gino's in Portland, ME. What is Portland, ME? Maine? Or is that yeah, I think Portland, Maine. Then the next night is Holyoke, Massachusetts at a place called Race Street Live. And then the next night, Newmarket, New Hampshire, Stone Church. That's on a Saturday. And finally, it ends up in Yarmouth, Massachusetts at a place called the Music Room on Sunday, November 5th. If you're in any of those places, get in touch with me somehow, either by email, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com, or Facebook or whatever. And if my list is not full, I'll put you on the list. I don't think my list will be full. It'd be nice to see some friends of the Rock and Roll Geek Show. I think Jim S. is... This is going to be tough. I think Jim S. is coming out, the Rock and Roll Toothbrusher. Cowboy Mock Bell said he's coming to one of the shows. If you can make it, let me know, friends. I'll do my best to put you on the list. So we had rehearsal today, and I had to sing lead vocals because Manitoba's not, he's in New York. So I'm screaming those, but the real reason my voice is shot, I was walking the dogs this morning around. I usually get up super early, like 4:45. I have 3 of the dogs here. I'll have two of my dogs and then my daughter's dog. So I had Stella and Mila, who are in heat right now. The male dog is up in the mountains with the wife because when the dogs are in heat, he wants to mate with them, and we don't want to have puppies yet at this point. And then the other puppy is up in the mountains with Cassie as well. So I'm walking Stella and Mila this morning in the dark, and it's around this thing that's called a reservoir. It's kind of like a really popular dog walking path. It's like a total mile circle around this place. And I'm walking Stella and Mila and then Timmy. So I got Stella and Mila in one hand and Timmy in the other. And we're walking in the dark. They start barking uncontrollably. And I look up. About 10 feet away from me is a fucking coyote. And I'm yelling, "Get out of here! Get the fuck out of here!" At the top of my... See, I'm lost my voice now. I'm yelling at the top of my lungs, screaming for this coyote to get out of the way. I scoot past him, and I go down the hill to the sidewalk. The coyote starts following us. And not just walking slowly. He's like following us, getting closer, and I'm running at this point. I get down to the sidewalk. I'm yelling at the top of my lungs, "Get the fuck out of here!" I run across the street. He crosses the street, trying to come closer and closer. And I ran back across the street. And I run across the street. He runs across the street. He's just following me, chasing. He's literally chasing after me and 3 dogs. Finally, I go, but we had these driverless cars. There was one of them parked, and the lights are on. It's got like these, all the lights were on. So I got behind that car, still screaming and yelling, and that's when I'm sprinting sprinting and yelling, and this coyote's just keep coming after me. And I saw that car, and I darted through that car with my dogs across the street, still sprinting, and I don't see the coyote at this point. And I think he might be on my heels, and I'm yelling, I'm running as fast as I can. I'm out of breath, but I'm still sprinting. I don't know if you've ever sprinted when you're out of breath, and I got 3 dogs that are freaking the F out. So I'm screaming at the top of my lungs at 6 a.m. in the dark, running. I'm out of breath. I come back, I'm coughing. I must have coughed for 2 hours straight. I had to go to work this morning, which is another reason I've been working my ass off. So that's the real reason I lost my voice. And then singing all the Manitoba, all the Dictators tunes, my voice is shot. So I'm going to do my best to power through this episode, friends. I'm doing it because I'm just that much of a great guy to not want to let the Friends of the Rock and Roll Geek Show down. All right. Let me take a sip of this fine Pacifica in the can. So the Manitoba shows are coming up. I'm flying out next Sunday. I can't believe how fast these things came up. So we rehearsed today with Scotty Slam, new drummer. Man, that guy is a freaking powerhouse drummer. Whew. He played in a band called Circus of Power. I think is that the name of the band. I don't know that band very well, but this guy is a monster drummer. He's like John Bonham. We sounded really, really powerful. I don't know if it was just me singing or whatever, but the band itself sounded super powerful. Looking forward to these shows, and I hope you can come out, friends, because it would be nice to see some people out there. We really need to get some people out to these shows. I mean, it would be very disappointing if Manitoba plays, in the tri-state area and draws nobody. So please, friends, help your brother out and come see the Handsome Dick Manitoba and his band of all-stars. Me, Alex Kane, Craig Bearhorse from the Butlers, and Scotty Slam, The Stoning and ex-Circus of Power. Alex Kane, of course, from Life, Sex, and Death, and he played with Marky Ramone's Blitzkrieg. He also played with Richie Ramone. He played with Bow Wow Wow. Remember them? He played with Enough's Enough. He's been with a million people. He's a great guy and a ripping guitar player and great singer as well. So if you can come out to these shows, that would be nice, friends. All right, let's start the show with some music. First, I want to say rest in peace to the great Dwight Twilley. My friend Joe Klein, who did the intro to the Rock and Roll Geek Show, this thing here. Well, he did this.
From San Francisco, California, this is the Rock and Roll Geek Show. This is the store.
You know the man. He did of course. He did the intro to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. He's a good friend of mine, and I love the man very much. We had a falling out because the reason we had a falling out, we interviewed Dwight Twilley, and it was a very good interview. Joe Klein is really close friends with Dwight Twilley, and they had a falling out a long time ago, and this was reuniting them. This was like, they reunited, rekindled an old friendship on the Rock and Roll Geek Show, and this is back when I was recording to the Marantz, and it was a compact flash thing, and the damn show crashed, and I lost the entire episode, and I had to tell Joe Klein that the interview that I lost it because the hard drive was corrupted, and he was so upset, and I felt really, really bad, and I talked about it on Mad at Dad with Dave Slusher. Long live Mad at Dad. Mad at Dad is dead, and he didn't like me talking about it on the Mad at Dad, and I probably said things I shouldn't have said. So anyway, we had a falling out because of the Dwight Twilley interview. Well, Dwight Twilley is dead at age 72. This is from the U.S. Sun. Legend lost. Dwight Twilley dead. Girl singer dies at 72, just days after a tragic post about surgery and feeling messed up. Singer Dwight Twilley's died at age 72. Okay, just days after sharing a tragic post about awaiting surgery, the Girls and I'm on Fire hitmaker's wife, Jan, confirmed news of his death on Wednesday night. Jan shared a statement from Tulsa's church studio, which is where Dwight recorded several songs. She said, "With heavy hearts, we share the devastating news of Dwight Twilley's passing. He peacefully departed this world, surrounded by the love of his life, Jan, and close friends. The loss is immeasurable, and our words can't capture the depth of our grief. Dwight's musical prowess touched countless lives, leaving an indelible mark on the hearts of many. We're profoundly thankful for the enduring musical legacy he's bestowed upon us all. She did not reveal the cause of his death. The musician's family promised to provide further details in the next few days, which we have not got the details yet, I don't think. He revealed at the weekend that he had broken his leg. Dwight Twilley broke his leg, has to hang up his dancing shoes for a while. He posted on Facebook on Saturday. The singer added he was going to have surgery on his tibia. Shortly before that, he wrote, "I'm not feeling that great today. My leg is very messed up. Nighty night." He was born in 1951. Broke into the music scene alongside of his friend Phil Seymour, who died in 93. So rest in peace, Dwight Twilley. He will be very much missed. And that episode, I wish I still had that episode. I wish I would not have lost it. I would have never had a falling out with Joe Klein. Dwight Twilley and I might have become friends because it was a great interview, and et cetera, et cetera. The world has lost a great musician. Rest in peace, Dwight Twilley. I'm going to start the show off with a Dwight Twilley song. Let's see. Artist Dwight Twilley. We're going to play something called Skeleton Man. Here's Dwight Twilley, Skeleton Man.
Hold on to the summertime, it's slipping away. Shake hands with the skeleton man, he's coming your way. He's the one who went to heaven and came back alive. It's just the way it happened when he looked in your eyes. In your eyes. So long to the starry skies, they're fading away. Say hello to the skeleton man, he's acting his age. He's the one who lost the race, but took home the prize. It's just the way things go when passing trains collide. In the night, will write his plans in the shifting sand. Now he's not half a man. He's just a skeleton.
There you go. Rest in peace, Dwight Twilley. That's Skeleton Man. So I came back from the mountains on Tuesday. I went up to my office up there, or to my little podcast studio up in there in the mountains. What did I do? I had to finish staining this deck. We had a deck put on, and I didn't pay for it. Brian paid for it. My wife wanted a new deck added to the... Anyway, yeah. Please keep the donations coming, friends. So I had to stain the deck. I stained it already, but I wanted to put a second coat on the floor of the deck because I wanted to make sure it was well protected because it's really beautiful wood. This guy who did this deck is an artist, and he did a fantastic job. So anyway, that's why I went up to the mountain house. Besides the fact that I just wanted to get away and hang out in the mountains and chase after squirrels and deers and stuff. Which I didn't kill a deer or a squirrel, but I did have fun running around with the gun, trying to find squirrels, and running around with the bow and arrow, trying to find deers. And it was fun hanging out in the woods. So, but anyway, I was up in my office on Monday of last week, and I was checking my email, and this came up. It said, Podcast HOF from a guy named Rob Walsh, who works at Libsyn. And I think he runs the. Anyway, I'm going to read you this. Hello, you tell me what this means, okay? I'm hoping this is what I think it is. Hello, Michael. I hope I should not. This hasn't been announced yet, so I don't know if I'm jinxing it, and I don't know if I'm going to get people pissed off by reading this email, but I'm going to read it anyway. It says, hello, Michael. I'm very happy to announce you have been, I got to take a sip of this fine Pacifico. I'm losing my voice, man, I'll tell you. I picked a heck of a night to do a show. I'm very happy. All right, let go of the microphone so people don't hear you doing this, okay? Okay. I am very happy to announce you have been voted into the Podcasting Hall of Fame. I saw that and I went, what? Is this a joke? Voting is done by fellow Hall of Fame members such as Adam Curry, Leo Laporte, and Mark Maron, to name a few. Remember when I do the donation segment and I say Podcast Hall of Famer Dave Slusher, do the right thing, and I say Podcast Hall of Famer Dave Jackson, School of Podcasting, do the right thing? Well, apparently somebody did the right thing. If this email is what it claims to be. The Hall of Fame, I'm going to read that again. I'm very happy to announce you have been voted into the Podcasting Hall of Fame. Podcasthof.com/Hall of Fame /Hall-of-Fame. Voting is done by fellow Hall of Fame members such as Adam Curry, Leo Laporte, and Mark Maron, to name a few. The Hall of Fame induction ceremony will be Friday, January 26th from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time at Podfest Expo in Orlando, Florida. So that's January 26th from 7 to 9 p.m. Anybody in Florida or in the South? I'm going to go to this thing. We hope you will be able to join us at the event. If you can't make it to the event, we can accept a video that would be played for you at the event. From everyone at the Podcast Hall of Fame, we would like to congratulate you and thank you for everything you've done to make podcasting what it is today. Please let us know if you'll be able to make it to the event or if you'll be sending in a video acceptance. Once you reply back, we'll send additional information. Okay. Which, by the way, I have not gotten any additional information just yet. So that's what... see. Yeah, they haven't sent me any additional information. I replied back. So that's what I'm kind of skeptical about. You know, I've been saying for so long that these fuckers are never going to vote me into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. First of all, they hardly ever vote music podcasts in, and they don't like Michael. But I'm an outcast. Dave Slusher hates my guts, and I'm an outcast. He would probably vote for me. Well, anyway, I sent Dave Slusher a text thanking him for doing the right thing, and he responded back. I didn't do the right thing. I didn't even know about this, but if I would have known, I would have voted you in. So he doesn't want to talk to me. His wife is like, don't you dare talk to that motherfucker because he's an asshole, homophobe, which is absolutely ridiculous. I got the godfather of my daughter is gay. He has cancer too. I'm praying for him along with other people. I have a half brother who's transsexual. So, anyway, his wife can't stand me, and she won't let him talk to me. Or maybe she talked him into hating me too. Who knows? You can't make people like you. So they either like you or they don't. And if they, when you get to be my age, you just realize, if somebody doesn't like you, you do what you can, and if they're still they don't like it, there's nothing you can do about it. So that's on them. So anyway, somebody did the right thing and apparently voted in your friend Michael Butler to the Podcast Hall of Fame. So it is January 26th in Orlando, Florida. I'm thinking it might be fun to have a Rock and Roll Geek Show meetup in Orlando. If you can make it, let me know. rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. It would suck to have a meetup and I'm the only one there. That would really be a drag. I also need to make a speech because I'm going to show up to this damn thing. If they induct me into this thing, I'm showing up. First thing, and I went and told my wife. I said, I just got an email that said I was voted into the podcast. I keep saying rock and roll into the Podcast Hall of Fame, and she said, "It's about time." I'm going to say this again. I've been doing the podcast for longer than almost everybody. Dave Slusher is the only one who's Adam Curry's been doing it forever, but the Daily Source Code he's not doing it anymore. So the only actual podcast that's been going longer than the Rock and Roll Geek Show is Dave Slusher's Evil Genius Chronicles. So I figured, I haven't been voted into this damn thing at this point. They ain't never vote me in, so screw those guys. Well, apparently they voted me in. If I get another email, we'll see. They haven't announced who the inductees are, so I'm going to assume that I am, but I need to make a speech. I thought about going up there and saying, F you guys, I shun your Hall of Fame. I want nothing to do with this travesty. It's a big circle jerk. I thought about doing that and flipping everybody off, which might be funny. I mean, that would be a funny speech, and then they would all hate my guts, and I would get thrown. They're giving me a hotel room for the night, for one night. I don't know how long the podcast is, but anyway, I need help writing a speech. First of all, if anybody has any witty things to write to help me with some writing, I figure I'll get up there and try to do the Rock and Roll Geek isms. Like, let me take a sip of this fine Pacifico. I asked him what the dress code was. And he said there's no dress code. I can wear whatever I want. And I'm going to probably sneak some beers in and, in the koozie, in the Yeti knockoff koozie, and bring my red cooler. Speaking of red cooler, I got to figure out how I'm getting a cooler over to the East Coast. I'm thinking of getting on Amazon and having one that's exactly like the one I play with, having sent to Manitoba's house. Because that's my lucky, it's kind of my thing to have a cooler full of beer next to my amp. That way I don't have to go up to the bar and ask for beer. So I thought about doing all that stuff and saying Super Great couldn't be better, and let me take a sip of this fine Pacifico and everything else like that. Speaking of that, let me take a sip of this fine Pacifico. I can do that on the mic. I can say Super Great couldn't be better. I can do all that shit. I was texting Eddie Trunk and all that stuff. I can get up there and do a comedy bit. It might be funny, but I don't think any of these people would get it. I don't know any of these people who are inducted except for Mark Maron, Adam Curry, and Dave Slusher. I think Don and Drew got put in like the first year it happened, and Adam Curry got put in the first year. I got completely ignored. Todd Cochran's in. Dave Jackson, School of Podcasting, he's in, donor to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. So I'm hoping he voted for me as well. I thanked him too. I sent him a note thanking him, and he didn't respond. So maybe he didn't vote me in. So maybe this is like a joke email that somebody like playing a gag on me. Well, it says Rob. It's got a Libsyn.com email address, but this could be somebody playing a gag, punking your friend Michael Butler. But anyway, if it's real, I'm going to go to this thing, and I could use some help speech writing. Chris Capel, the rock and roll copywriter. You're a copywriter. Maybe you can help me. I know Joe Pawlak's a funny guy. He can write some good jokes. Casey Crenshaw, he's a good writer. He can write some jokes. I'll get up there and do a bit. I'll get up there and do a set. I'll do a comedy set. I'll do a stand-up set for 2 minutes. I got 3 minutes. We're going to do a comedy set. What's the deal with Ovaltine? You know, I'll do some shit like that. And, could be fun. You know, everybody says, I don't want anything to do with anybody who's going to, fuck the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They suck. Fuck the Podcast Hall of Fame. They suck. And then you get put in, and then, you know, everything's great. And you always stood by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the Podcast Hall of Fame. So I'm a hypocrite just like everybody else. It's nice to be sad that you're going in, even though I'm going in. I just celebrated. I did not celebrate. I completely forgot that I just had my 19th anniversary, like August 24th or something like that. 19 years. So next year I'll be 20 years in podcasting. You know, 20 years. Never got in this stupid It's a great thing. The Podcast Hall of Fame rules, man. I never got into the Podcast Hall of Fame, but if this is not a joke email and I'm not being punked, your friend Michael Butler will be a Podcast Hall of Famer. I get one of those cool glass trophies. I'll put it on my desk. Podcast Hall of Fame. So there you go. If you want to meet up in Orlando on January 26th, Richard Fusé lives right down there. Richard Fusé, come on out of your house. Let's go. Come on, go to Disney World. We'll all meet at Disney World in the Main Street. We'll go to a bar at Main Street or somewhere, or SeaWorld. We'll watch dolphins and watch what do you call it? What are those things called? Killer whales. We'll watch killer whales be abused, and we'll have we'll sneak beers in, and we'll have a big meetup. All right, friends. So there you go. That will be fun. Your friend Michael Butler, Podcast Hall of Famer. You're listening to the Podcast Hall of Fame show. You're listening to the Hall of Fame podcast, the Rock and Roll Geek Show, motherfuckers. All right, I'm not in yet, but according to this email, they say I'm in, so we'll see. All right, hopefully we'll get to this Rolling Stones track-by-track review. The new album, Hackney Diamonds, came out on Friday. I've listened to, not the whole thing, I've listened to part of it, so we will do a track-by-track if I get time. But first, I got some show reviews. All right, I've been to 2 shows this week, by the way, and I went to a show a couple of weeks ago as well. I went to The Darkness. Speaking of The Darkness, I got a show review from Derek Attain. Is that how you pronounce your name, Derek? He's a supporter of the Rock and Roll Geek Show. He sends me donations. Is it Derek Atticus? Derek? Well, he's gonna hopefully he's gonna tell me how to pronounce his last name. This is on recorder.google.com. Google Recorders. Let's see if this thing works here.
Hello, Michael Butler. This is Derek Atade from Fairfield, California. How you doing?
Super great. Couldn't be better, Derek Atade. There you go. That's how you pronounce it. Derek Atade. I am super great. Couldn't be better. I lost my voice. But hey, nothing that a little bit of semen. What did I say? Semen? I meant beer. Can't help.
Awesome. Good to hear.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm calling in with another show review.
Great.
The Darkness.
Yes.
Second night of the tour.
I went to the first night of the tour at the Masonic at the Masonic Hall. Yeah, I did talk about this because I played that band on the opening band on the show.
A school night, Wednesday, October 4th.
Yep,
at the
I went on a Tuesday.
Ace of Spades in Sacramento. Yes, I'm sure you know that place well. I imagine you played it a few times.
I have not.
My friend.
I have not been to that place. I don't know of it, but we tried to get Manitoba booked in that place, and they were not interested.
Anyways, I figured I'd call in and do a little compare and contrast from the opening night that you did a show review on, and maybe some friends of the show may want to call in and do more Darkness show reviews as they make their way around the U.S. and into Europe.
I think Jonathan Travers called in with a Darkness show review too. Brought me on Bourbon's Fine Pacifico. Back to you, Derek.
Getting to the show, Ace of Spades, 1,000-person capacity, great venue, downtown Sacramento, pretty much standing room only. The same opening band, the Comancheros. Yeah, ZZ Top kind of influenced power trio. The guys walk out in like red mariachi, suits with their cowboy hats on, and definitely the drummer was the main dude. He's like, total animal from the Muppets, standing on top of his double kick drums, thumping his hairy bare chest. I mean, only opening band I've ever seen have a drum solo, so that was kind of cool.
I know.
But they were great.
I did a fucking drum solo.
Yeah, the cowboy song from Thin Lizzy, that was awesome. Yeah. But getting to when the darkness comes on, lights go down. Favorite part of any concert, just that anticipation of your band coming out, hitting that first note and, just basically hitting the stage, and just love that feeling. And, Justin walks out in, a pretty much white and black full-length leather onesie.
Yeah, that was a cat suit. He didn't wear that cat suit on when he came out in San Francisco. He wore like a Western, some yellow pants, yellow satin pants, and a Western shirt. He came out for the encore in a cat suit.
The chest cut out.
Or later on in the show, he did a costume change at some point, and then he came out in a cat suit.
And, in full, rock regalia, just ready to freaking rock. And the crowd just stands there and provides him an overwhelming, cheers.
Yeah.
I mean, for like a
minute. I was surprised how well attended these things are. When I saw, every time I've seen them, they've drawn, maybe 400 people, something like that. But this place was well attended.
It's straight. He's just standing there taking it in, and you can just feel the energy just building in that room. And then he just leans forward and he's like, "Good day, one and all." And I thought that was kind of a cool way. And then bam, into Black Shuck, and it just pretty much in your face the rest of the night.
Oh, they opened with Black Shuck. They opened with Bareback in San Francisco.
Straightforward rock and roll, and just kind of looking at the set list. Yeah, you got 20 songs. We got 16 songs.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, what did San Francisco get to hear that Sacramento did not get to hear? And first off, you guys got to hear Bareback.
Yeah,
we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the production, Derek.
They like AC/DC.
Come on. Fucking great.
Going to the show.
Woo!
If that doesn't sound like AC/DC, long way to the top. If you want to rock and roll, I don't know what does.
Yeah.
But that's what I love about the darkness. I mean, they wear their influences on their sleeve.
Exactly.
There's so many derivatives of other bands in their songs, but they're not necessarily ripping them off. It's just like they're just paying tribute. I love that.
Yeah.
So you guys also got
to pause here for a second. I got to say, I like this Google Recorder. You can see the waveforms, and Google Recorder. I'm going to have to look into recorder.google.com. Leave me a show review, friends. Go to recorder.google.com and record it. It seems to work great. I don't know if he did it on his phone, but if he did, it sounds great.
So you guys also got...
And it transcribes it for you, too, which I don't care about, but it's pretty cool.
So you guys also got to see this live debut of Out of My Hands. Aren't you guys lucky?
Yes.
We didn't get to hear this. Sounds a little bit...
That's a great tune.
Who does it sound like? Def Leppard?
Yeah, but it's a good tune. Def Leppard, Def Leppard, which is they write a song.
One for the ladies.
Yeah. Plenty of ladies were there too.
There was some big ladies at that show.
Oh, look, big ladies, huh? Oh, yeah, we're big and good-looking ladies. All flavors of ladies at the San Francisco show. Yeah, what they did, they played. They did Permission to Land top to bottom. They did no other stuff from no other albums. All they did was Permission to Land and then all the B-sides, because they did a shitload of B-sides for Permission to Land. They did all the B-sides that were done during that period and songs from Permission to Land. So it was a very special night.
So yeah, you guys got to hear that. We didn't get to hear that, but great song. So anyways, I'm going to talk about the one we got to hear that you didn't get to hear. It was a Radiohead cover, but I'll get to that one in a minute.
Oh, that was...
Just wanted to talk...
Is that Curse of the Tolan Man? Is that, what's... No, that's not the song.
My overall highlights from the show, obviously Justin Hawkins. I mean, what a front man.
Rock star.
Really engages with the audience, breaks down that fourth wall, really brings the audience into the show. I mean, he was coming over to our side of the stage a lot. And I mean, when he was in front of us, I mean, he was looking at everybody right in the eyes and just freaking playing to the crowd and, just making you feel good. The guy's awesome. So that was a big highlight. They definitely had some technical difficulties with the bass, and Justin totally
the guy's wires was cutting out. That's what I read that situation
and made a lot of jokes, bringing the roadies onto the stage. And in fact, their one roadie was playing guitar a few times, so they just looked like they were just having a great time, kind of a family up there. The encore was interesting. I don't know if they did this in San Francisco, but they came out in like silk pajamas.
Yes, they did, except for Justin, the bass player. Even the roadie came out in silk pajamas. The only one who didn't was Dan, the guitar player.
I didn't need to see that. A bunch of pasty,
barefoot,
skinny British dudes in silk pajamas. But they mixed up all the instruments. Rufus Taylor was playing bass. Yeah. The other Hawkins brother was playing keyboards. And the bass.
Dan was playing drums the first night, and the roadie played keyboards.
The player was playing guitar, so it kind of sounded pretty rough, but they were all having fun, and that was pretty cool to just see them out there just having fun. So anyways, kind of wrapping it up here, one thing I did come across on Blabbermouth is that there is a full-length documentary coming out in November.
I saw that too.
So that should be pretty cool.
Yes.
And I guess I'm just going to get back to this Radiohead cover that we got to hear that you didn't get to hear. I mean, back to derivatives and influence. Listen to this Radiohead version of Street Spirit, and then I'll play the Darkness version.
It's a very well produced audio comment, Derek. Kudos to you, friend.
Yeah. Definitely Justin is digging some Radiohead. And then here's the Darkness. It's like Iron Maiden meets Judas Priest meets Radiohead.
Yeah, I prefer the Darkness version.
Anyways, Michael Butler, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you for turning me on to the Darkness right here on the Rock and Roll Geek Show, man. That's some serious value for value, friend.
Yes.
Love this band. Can't get enough of the Darkness in my life. Never thought I'd be saying that. Stay frosty, my friend.
Stay frosty. Again. Oh, that's a great comment, Derek. Good job, friend. Yeah, if you don't like the Darkness, I don't know about, man. People who don't get the Darkness, they have not seen them because they're just everything that's great about rock and roll is the darkness. You too can leave me a show review. Go to Google, go to recorder.google.com and record it, or just email, or just do it on your voice memos on your phone and email it to me, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. I think he emailed me the link. So when you do it on Google Recorder, it gives you a link, and then you can send the link out. And thank you, Derek. All right, I'm going to now pause and thank some friends who donated to the Rock and Roll Geek Show, because it's I haven't thanked anybody in a while. I didn't thank anybody on the last episode because we did the Kelly. What's the guy? The guy from L.A. Guns, Kelly Nichols. Sven was really pleased to do that, to be able to co-host the show and talk to Kelly Nichols. You know, I pretty much just sat there and ran the controls, and Kelly and him seemed to really hit it off. So that was cool. But anyway, where was I going with that? I didn't thank anybody on that episode, so now it's time to thank some people. Let's find some music to play in the background. Recently added. So they just came out. The Replacements just came out with a box set of Tim. Ed Stasium remixed it, and then there's another disc with a bunch of some remasters, which is the regular version remastered. And disc 3 has a bunch of demos and alternate mixes and stuff. So let's play stuff and disc 4 has it's a live show at the Cabaret Metro in Chicago in 1986. Let's play some stuff from disc 3. Do the acoustic demo of Can't Hardly Wait, while we thank people who donated to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. All right, friends. There are several ways you can donate to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. You can go to patreon.com/RNRGeek, like the following people did. Joe Pawlak, $16.66. Dan Gerawan, $15. Which, by the way, I'm going to pause it here for a second. I need to talk about Dan Gerawan. See, Dan. I gotta thank Dan Gerawan here. Gerawan. Let's see, here we go. He emailed me. Oh wait, is it Dan? Dan Gerawan. Let me pause this for a second. Okay, I'm back. So Dan Gerawan gave me tickets to see Cheap Trick on Wednesday night in Fresno, California. I came back from the Mountain House on Tuesday. Tuesday, I went to see The Cult with Ralph Miller. Ralph Miller got me a ticket to The Cult. We met up with John Nash and Chris Del Grande. We had a Rock and Roll Geek meetup at the Cult show. My friend John Tempesta, a drummer from Exodus, he plays drums in The Cult. So we watched The Cult. I'm not a Cult fan. They kind of, Johnny was great. The drummer was great. The guitar player is great. They had this bass player who was, I sent John I texted John Tempesta. I said, ditch Baldy on bass and get your friend Michael Butler on bass. Turns out the bass player was from Page Plant. So, ditching him probably ain't going to be happening. But last time I saw The Cult, they didn't have him. So who knows? Maybe they will ditch him. And you never know. You never know if I might get a call from anyway. So I went on Tuesday night with Ralph Miller to The Cult. We had a really good time. Drank a lot of beers and got a little bit high. And met up with John Nash. And we sat around and talked. Ralph had 2 tickets to this hors d'oeuvre bar. You could go into this one room and you could eat hors d'oeuvres. You could buy beers and stuff. I was drinking, what was it called? Stella. Stella. My dog is named Stella. So we were sitting there drinking. We were geeking out on Cheap Trick. We were just having a Cheap Trick discussion. And we stayed in there until The Cult was time to go on. There was no opening band. So we watched the Cult. Not really my thing, but I guess they sounded fine. Just I'm not a big Cult fan. The drummer sounded great. Billy Duffy sounded great and looks cool. The rest of the guys, I think Ian Astbury, honestly. I think that guy's a fucking dork. I'm not a fan of Ian Astbury, but I'm a fan of Billy Duffy. He was cool. You know, he slings his guitar low and he plays like a rock and roller. So I like that. And John Tempest is a fucking great drummer. So I did that on Tuesday night. Thank you again, Ralph Miller, for the tickets. I really appreciate it. That was cool of you. And Dan Gerawan gave me tickets, front row seats for Cheap Trick in Fresno. So Wednesday, I drive down to Fresno, and I'm sitting in the front row watching Cheap Trick. The opening band was this band called the Appletones. The lead singer is John Capitan, who's a circuit court judge of Fresno. He is the tour manager for Handsome Dick Manitoba. His brother, Mark Capitan, was the guitar player, and he is the sound man for Handsome Dick Manitoba. They're coming to New York with us and doing the East Coast stuff. They opened up. They sounded great. They did mostly covers, but they were a lot of fun, and Mark's a great guitar player, and John's a great singer, too. And then Cheap Trick came on. They did a lot of deep cuts. So I have the set list with me. I'll get back to the donation segment in a second here. Let's see. Unlock my phone, get on the notes. I'm trying to go through the set list here. Notes. I could go to setlist.fm, but why bother? Let's see. Okay, here. So they came out with Hello There. Then Hot Love. Let me take a sip of this fine Pacifica. Hot Love if you want it. Then She's Tight. Then Stiff Competition. Then Big Eyes. California Man, which the Butlers do. Butlers used to do Big Eyes. Then Ain't That a Shame, which I could take or leave, but it sounded fine. Then they did Ghost Town. I don't care for that song. It did that song bombed. Nobody hardly even clapped. They were bored to death for Ghost Town. But it was fine. And Robin came on and goes, the reason we played that is because we had some friends come up from Chile and they requested that, so that's why we played that. So he's almost apologizing for playing that song. Then Light Up the Fire, and then Heaven Tonight, which sounded, would you like to go to heaven tonight? I got this app on my phone that has big words, and the whole time I'm holding up my phone, it says Hummer. And what Hummer is on Special One, it's actually Low Life and High Heels, and then goes into a song called Hummer, which is basically the same song. One's instrumental, one has, they're pretty much the same song, it's just two different versions. And Rick's holding up, he's got the mandocello, he goes, this is called Heaven Tonight, and I go, Low Life in High Heels! And Tom Peterson looks back and shoots a big grin like, yeah, right, we're going to play that one, sure. And he plays, and then Rick's got the mandocello, and I go, Mandocello! And he thinks I'm calling out requesting mandocello, which I'm just saying he's holding the mandocello, and he goes, it's Heaven Tonight. So Heaven Tonight sounded great. I am the only one standing up at this point. Somebody posted a picture. I think John Capitan posted a picture on the Facebook, and you can see from the back of my head, there's one person standing in the crowd, and that's me, the Cheap Trick geek. Then they went in to Stop This Game. Well, I can't stop the music. I could stop it before. Great. Then after, all I want to do is stop this game. Then bass solo and what's normally comes out to, I know what I want and I know how to get. I know what I want and I know how to get it. And then Robin's son came out and did Down, and after that it was then they came and Robin comes out with the acoustic guitar, and I go, oh God, here's the flame, and he starts playing something from the '97 self-titled album, one of the mellower tunes of '97, and I'm freaking out. I'm going, they're gonna play something from fucking '97 or Special One. And I'm freaking out. And then it was a tease. He goes into the flame. I took off, went to the bathroom during the flame, came back at the end of the song, and then, of course, it's the greatest hits, Want You to Want Me, Dream Police. Then they said goodnight, and it came back on, never had a lot to lose. Whoa, I don't need no money, baby. Whoa, whoa, which is a great tune. That's on Lap of Luxury. That's the best song on Lap of Luxury. Then Surrender and Good Night Now, ladies and gentlemen. It was a great show. They were fucking great. They were great. I asked John, I texted him and asked if he was coming. I texted him, asked if he, making sure they're open. And I said, tell Rick, let me come back and meet Rick. And he said, sure, I'll try. And their Cheap Trick's management said they're not talking. The opening bands aren't allowed to come up and talk to them because they're worried about COVID. I said, yeah, that old excuse. Okay. Anyway, but Cheap Trick was still fucking great. So thank you, Dan Gerawan, for the tickets. All right, back to the donation segment here. Let's see, back on here, play. So Dan Gerawan, $15. Thank you, Dan Gerawan, for the tickets and the $15. Kurt Crawford, $12.77. Fred and Ginny Bunke, $10. Joseph Coyne, $10. Michael Street, friend of mine and friend of the show, $7.50. Cole Thornton, $6.22. He might be up to $6.23 now, but I haven't updated it. Dave Slusher, who did not do the right thing that he said he would have, $5.55. Brad Shick, $5. Brian Springer, $5. Chiaki Hinohara. The Japanese Metalhead Show and Metal Moment Podcast, $5. Danny Borden, $5 shitty dude donation. Erik Klein, $5. James Shapiro, $5. Jamie Jefford, $5. John Scott, writer of the great book Tom Petty and Me, $5. Justin Lefkowitz, $5. Martin Clawley, $5. Mike Brown, one of my oldest friends, $5. Nadi Itani, $5. Paul Smith, $5. Robert Harvey, $5. Steve Trice, $5. Steve T, happy birthday, Steve Trice. His birthday was last week. Ted Wilbrecht, $5. Mike Hellyer, £4. Dan McBride, $3. Losing my voice. Mike Dixon, $3. Chad Burns, $2.50. Paul Rube, $2.25. Adrian Boschon, $2. Amy Bowen, $2. Bruce McMillan, $2. Patrick Shanahan, $2. Paul Underwood, $2. Erik the Rock and Roll Plebe, $1.42. Three Legs, Four Wheels, Arnie Stash, and Corey Kohler, all $1. Thank you to everybody who donated on Patreon. Patreon.com/RNRGeek. I can't wait. How about the electric demo of Can't Hardly Wait? Venmo donations. Venmo. Dan Gerawan. Not only did he donate on Patreon, not only did he give me Cheap Trick front row seat, Tim Schall, $50. Kirk Crawford, $50. Charles Walker, $100. Charles Walker, Chuck, saved the show along with Dan Gerawan, Tim Schall, and Kirk Crawford. And finally, Mike Millard, $7.50. Venmo at Michael-Butler-11. Venmo, they don't take any fees out. It's the best way to donate to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. Thank you to everybody who donates on PayPal this month. Stephen LaPerriere, $20. Douglas Free, $20. Greg Brofer, $20. Still praying, Greg Brofer. Blake Johnson, $20. Richard Strom, $20. Dave Franco, $20. James Venners, $10. William Beal, $10. BJ Lisco, $10. Ralph Miller, friend of mine and friend of the show and concert-going friend, $10. Todd Cunningham, friend of mine and friend of the show, $10. Jason Shepard, $10. Jeff and Sherry Thielicky, $10. Dave Jackson in School of Podcasting, maybe he did the right thing, $10. Richard Fusey, $10. The Sheriff, $10 Sheriff donation. Robert Scott, $5. Peter Spark, $5. John Offenlock, $5. Jennifer Wilbrecht, $5. Benjamin Miller, $5. Greg Long, $5. Andrew Howe, $5. Brett Garski, $5. Jace Lesniewski, $5. It could be JC Lesniewski. I know I'm mispronouncing the Jace or JC. $5. Christopher Del Grande, $5 Colts fan donation. Adam Gerstein, $2. Adam was going to go to the Manitoba show, but I think he can't go. Bummer, I was looking forward to seeing him. Stephen Mascort, $2. Adam Brichet, $2. Deborah Drivers, if that's your real name, can't wait for the new Bridget West album. William Moffat, $2. Lassie Sattvidhagen, $2. Vincent Creamy, $2. Brian Gratis, $2. Chad Kiffmeyer, $2. Dave Alexander, $2. Kai Matsuda, $2. And Philip Vermeulen, $2. So value for value, friends. If you get any value out of this show, please donate what you think it's worth to you. Thank you to everybody. Without your donations, your show, this show, your show, it is your show, would die a horrible putrid stench-filled death. There's no advertisers on this show. You don't get any BetterHelp.com, no online psychiatrists, no hair pills ads, no mattress in a box, no powdered stuff you put in water that makes you supposed to tell you that you're going to get your daily dose of vegetables, no water filtration systems, no none of these ads you hear on all these other podcasts. You're not getting any of that here. You, friends, are the supporters of the Rock and Roll Geek Show. No, I don't have to answer to any advertisers. Only people I have to answer to are you, friends. No brand safe. I don't have to worry about being brand safe. I can say shit, fuck, damn, cunt, whatever. You, friends. I do it for you. Did I miss some people? I might have missed some people on this thing. Oh, maybe I didn't. I don't know. I'd seem to have missed... answer two questions. The Rock and Roll Geek podcast Facebook group, which I did not create. What's his name? You know who I'm talking about. Bosch Rock. I don't see his name. I guess he jumped ship. Oh, bummer. That's too bad. Fuck it. All right. Another audio comment. Let's see here. Right. Oh, we did Darkness. Let's do another. I think this is Jonathan Travers. I think he said his voice. The sound quality sucks. So hopefully it's going to be legible.
How's it going? It's your buddy Jonathan Travers.
Hey, John.
Thursday, the 19th of October. Calling with a couple quick show reviews. Don't want to bore the crowd, but one was Joey.
You never bore the crowd, Jonathan Travers. Never, friend.
What Donna in Flint, Michigan last Friday with his cover band Beyond Frontiers.
Oh, Joey Belladonna. He has a Journey cover band.
Now, I wish I could have taken a picture of the bass player because he was one of those guys that has that bass so high, I swear it looks like he's going to choke on it.
Yeah,
but,
necklace.
The band did sound great. It was super loud, but it sounded incredible. And Joey Belladonna, man, he's still got a great voice. Love that guy. Last two Anthrax records that he put out coming back are just, in my opinion, both of them. But anyway, got the set list right here. So we got Separate Ways, the open.
If you love should find you, break those chains that bind you.
With right off the bat, I'll Be Alright Without You, Girl Can't Help It.
I don't know those.
Who's Crying Now?
Who's crying? I don't know that one. I think I know that one, but.
Wheel in the Sky.
Wheel in the sky keeps on turning. I don't know, I don't know, I don't know.
Open Arms.
And so I welcome you with open arms. Oh, I don't know the words.
Into Oh Sherry.
Oh, Sherry. Whoa, whoa.
Only the Young.
I don't know.
Lights. Still She Cries.
When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay.
Guys, Ask the Lonely.
I don't know that one.
Any Way You Want It.
Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Any way you want it. Boom, no, 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 no.
Send Her
I
My
was in
Love.
love. Send you my
Don't
love.
Stop Believing.
Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling.
Loving, Touching, Squeezing.
Loving, touching, squeezing another.
Stone in Love.
Stony love.
Be Good to Yourself. And then, of course, he closes it with Faithfully.
I'm forever yours, faithfully. Does he sing as good as that, Jonathan Travers?
But like I said, killer sound. Guy's voice was incredible. It was his 60th birthday on top of it, so everybody was passed out party hats and everything, and everybody sang it to him at one point. His wife came on stage with a cake and a candle.
Cute. Does he live in Detroit?
But funniest thing of the night was, other than paying $51 for 4 whiskey sours,
Uh-huh. Sorry.
I had 2 guys standing in front of me for the entire show. Now, these guys were arm in arm, had their arms around each other almost the entire show.
That's nice.
And each of their free hands, they were holding up their drinks, singing word for word at the top of their lungs. Now,
Hey, that's
one guy
fun.
was wearing a jacket that said "Creator," and the other guy was wearing a
Metalheads singing faithfully. I think I just fucked this thing up here with the telling. I think I might have gone too far ahead.
I said, "No, Michael Butler, no."
Wait a minute, back it up here.
Grecian hoodie. So you got these 2 death metal guys just singing every word to Journey at the top. It was hilarious. The one guy actually on his forearm had an Exodus tattoo, the logo.
Nice.
So we got to talking at one point, and I said, "Oh man, Exodus, hardcore fan." He goes, "Oh yeah." You should have seen. I wish I could have got this on video, but the look on his face. I said, "Oh yeah." I said, "No, Michael Butler, no Exodus. Sorry." But
Did he know who Michael Butler was? I bet he didn't.
look at the shock in his face before he realized I was joking. Anyway, but I don't know what the age limit was at this venue. It was at the Machine Shop in Flint, Michigan, a little north of Detroit. But it seemed like there was a couple of young kids there, all the way up to people that looked like my grandparents singing along. Everybody was singing along. It was incredible. But love Joe, like I said, love Joey Belladonna. That was Friday. So here we come on Sunday, downtown Detroit, St. Andrews Hall for the Mighty Darkness.
Oh, good. Another Darkness review. All right, let's compare songs.
Waiting for this one. Seen them every time since they've come through.
Me too.
Remember the first time
I have not missed them once since they came. Every time they've been to San Francisco, I've been to the show. I think
I can't remember the venue, but I swear to God, it was like 150 people total, including staff.
Yeah, me too.
And then the second time they came around, people were hanging over the balconies.
Yeah.
It was so jam-packed. But I don't have the set list for that one. You saw them a little bit before I did, but basically they did everything off of Permission to Land. B-sides.
Yes.
I think the only song they didn't do was Planning Permission, which is a killer track.
I think they did Planning Permission when I saw them, and they also did the Christmas song.
But, of course, everybody in that band, when do they not look cool?
They all look cool.
Frankie Pallane, God, the guy rolls out of bed looking like a fucking rock star, man.
Yeah.
And they are one of the most...
You know, I had him on the Rock and Roll Geek Show a long time ago. When he got kicked out of the darkness, he wrote a book. He's got a super hard accent to understand, but yeah. He came on Justin Hawkins' podcast, and he told Justin this was the second podcast he's ever done. I don't think he didn't ask him who the first one was, but I was the first one he had ever done.
Criminally underrated bands, in my opinion. I wonder if
They're the greatest band, one of the greatest bands going. I said it already. Justin Hawkins is the last real rock star. That guy is fucking great. He's a great guitar player, great singer, great frontman, great songwriter.
in Europe, ask Chris Catalyst or Sven if they're big over there, because, I mean, that band, Justin Hawkins alone as a guitar player, as a songwriter,
See?
as a vocalist
See?
alone, the guy is just fucking light years
He's
ahead
the entire package.
of so many bands. The band is incredible. Anyway,
I'm telling you, man. If you're not a fan of the Darkness, you have not watched them or actually listened to them. They are one of the greatest bands going. They are just so fucking great.
I don't know if they had it when you were there, but they had 2 drink specials. One was a permission to land, and one was an Easter. It's canceled.
Nope.
I think I had 7 permission to land. Let us know
Really?
it said double vodka.
Nice.
I couldn't.
Of course, I didn't go to the bar. I didn't look at the alcohol. I just looked at what kind of beers they had. What kind of beers did they have? I think they had shit beers. What was I drinking? There was something that was okay. Maybe it was a tall Modelo. I don't remember. I think it was a 22-ounce Modelo for probably $20.
For the rest, whatever was double, give it. Anyway, love the Darkness. I tried to send you a clip. We're going to keep trying to send it. It was the crowd singing along to Giving Up.
I think I have that. Let me see if I have it. Yeah. I got it. John. Fucking great band.
Fuck, that was one of the best parts of the entire night was that when they did that song. But anyway, just wanted to say, stay healthy, stay frosty. Love you, man. Take it easy.
Love you too, friend. Stay healthy and stay frosty. Everybody stay healthy and stay frosty. All right, let's play a song. What shall we? Now I'm in a darkness. No, what am I going to mood to play? We're an hour and 13 minutes. I'm thinking about. I'm losing my voice, and I want to give this Rolling Stones thing. I want to give this thing a lot of critique, not a critique, but I want to really delve into listening to this thing and give it a good analysis. Also, I would like to compare. I always have fun comparing notes with everybody. If people give it a +1. So do me a favor. Yeah, I'm going to save the Rolling Stones track by track for Monday. I'm going to take tomorrow off. I got, pardon me, I burped Miss Fine Pacifico. I got Manitoba practice tomorrow again. Monday, the wife's not coming back till Wednesday, so I'll have the place to myself Monday night, or the bed, Don's den for myself Monday night. Take tomorrow off. Monday night, I promise you, unless I die or something like that, or break my hip or something, or get eaten by a coyote, I'll do a track-by-track review of the new Rolling Stones album, Hackney Diamonds. The thing's getting really good reviews, so send me if you listen to this, send me your scores so we can compare notes. First album in 15 years or something. Andrew Watt produced. Send me your scores, please. If nobody sends me their scores, I'm going to be embarrassed when I do this show on Monday. And I'm really going to think no one's listening if that's the case. But yeah, send me your scores, and we will compare notes and try to make an entertaining rock and roll geek show out of the new Rolling Stones album, Hackney Diamonds. So what I'm going to do now, I got another audio comment, but I'm going to play a song first. What do we want to play? Do I have any notes here? I could play the new Steve Conte, but I'm not don't love that tune. Maybe we'll close out the show with, fuck it, I'm going to hear Darkness now. I'm in a Darkness mood. Oh, okay, let's see, Darkness. Darkness. Let's see the Darkness. Darkness begin with a D. D-A-D-O, double knot. Doom Fox, Down Side of the Moon, the Donuts, Donnie Purnell, the Donnas, what? The Divinals, no. Dirty Looks, no. Dirtbag Republic, Dictators, Diarrhea Planet, Descendants, no. We're getting there. We're getting Def Leppard, no. Deckard, no. Dead Men Walking, no. Dead Kennedys, no. Oh, come on. David Gilmour, no. David Bowie, no. Dave Slusher, no. The Dotsons, no. The Darkness, here we are. Okay. Since Permission to Land, now I don't have but I do have a bunch of the B-sides. Best of Me, How Dare You Call This Love. I think they played Best of Me. Permission to Land. Let's play Permission to Rock, which is live, I think. It's a bootleg. Let's play... let's play... Give It Up. Fuck it. Play Give It Up.
My mama wants to know where I spend it on my dough, honey. All she does is nag, nag, nag. But I won't apologize. I injected to my eyes and there was nowhere else to stick my gang. All I wanted, bright, I'm going up the town, shooting up as soon as I may. My friend took us some good shit. All I want
There you go. Darkness. All right, we got one more show review, I think. Let's see here. Okay, I don't know who this is. Let's find out.
So, this is Jesse. I'm here in Ottawa, and this is a show review for the Rock and Roll Geek Show.
Jesse,
and
Jesse, what's your last name, Jesse? Let me look for let me see if I can find this guy. I want to find out Jesse's last name. Jesse Denos. Okay, Jesse Denos. I'm going to rewind it. I think he's a first-time caller, Jesse Denos. Thank you for calling, Jesse. It's nice to hear from you, friend. Long time, first time.
So, this is Jesse. I'm here in Ottawa, and this is a show review for the Rock and Roll Geek Show. And it is a show review of Tommy Stinson at the Brass Monkey on October the 8th.
Nice.
Now, the Brass Monkey is in Nepean, which is a suburb of Ottawa.
Okay.
And the 8th, as I mentioned, Canadian Thanksgiving. So we finished up our turkey, and I was dragging my...
They eat turkey on Thanksgiving in Canada. Who knew? What happened here? Okay. What did I just do?
To this show. So we got in our car and we drove out to the gig. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, and it's in a strip mall kind of arrangement, and it is down a flight of stairs, so it's fully underground. There is a pool hall area kind of in the back of the venue, and then up at the front there is a stage.
I'm curious to see if Tommy Stinson played with a full band or acoustic. I don't know why this thing is stopping and not playing, but let's hopefully...
Bar and coat check and all of that kind of stuff. So we get there, and there is an opening act, of which I was unaware. He had been touring, or was supposed to be touring, with an opener that he was bringing, but I believe that fellow couldn't get across the border. So it was just kind of Tommy Stinson by himself.
Acoustic, okay.
So the opening band went on, and they played about 5 or 6 songs that sounded exactly the same, and then they kind of finished up. And he came out. It was a mic stand and a guitar, and that was it. He was kind of wandering around a bit before the show, and
I heard that he's very personable and he's very approachable. He's wandering around the gig before the show.
Looked exactly how you would think Tommy Stinson would look, wandering around suburban Ottawa. He had...
were people coming up to him and wanting to talk to him and stuff?
Jeans, a fancy wallet chain kind of arrangement. He was wearing
wallet chain kind of arrangement. I love it.
T-shirt over a long sleeve T-shirt kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he had his Tommy Stinson hair, Tommy Stinson glasses. He had either a cup of coffee or a tea on him or something like that. He hopped up on stage, took his phone out, kind of looked through the songs that he was playing, and then he kind of tossed the phone down, picked up his guitar, and went to work. He's crazy talented.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
When you kind of see him live, like all by himself, he has a lot of musical knowledge. I guess that's really no surprise.
Yes.
And he would kind of interject little stories in between the songs and was kind of chatting with the people up at front. And there were only about maybe 45 to 50 people at the show, probably closer to 45. And he just kind of played and played. And a lot of the songs that he was playing, I'd never heard done acoustically, so it was kind of hard to pick out which ones they were. But as near as I could tell, he did a song off of every solo album that he's released. He did about 4 or 5 songs off of the second Bash and Pop album, and maybe 2 or 3 off of the first.
Bash and Pop. I saw him in the first Bash and Pop. He had a local band, pickup band, with some people who I know from this punk rock bands. Janice Garza was bass player, and he did Bash and Pop stuff. Bash and Pop. That Anything Could Happen. Oh, that's a fucking great album. And Friday Night Is Killing Me. Anything Could Happen. Wow, that's a fucking great album. Oh.
He did 4 or 5 songs off of the Cowboys Around the Campfire album, or whatever that one's called, that he released like a year ago. And he was great. Like and my wife had mentioned to me actually that she'd had a very low bar set for this show.
Really?
And while we were walking back to the car, I said, "So what did you think?" And she's like, "He's incredibly talented."
Yes.
And I said, "Yeah." So the show was very good. Oh, and he closed it with Anything Can Happen.
This one. Let's listen to a little bit of Anything Could Happen. What a song. What a song. What a song.
You got stuck in the wrong side. Peeking through the rusty keyhole. Just looking for a place to
Oh, man.
And God's message is tongue-tied. Lullaby she sings a suicide. You hear him when you're kissing the slide. And I might change my mind, I might change my clothes, I might change my life. I don't know. Anything could happen. Anything could.
Oh, man. This was my favorite album of 2017. I did a top 10, my usual top 10, and this was number 1.
Anything could happen. Tonight sucked in the real time. Making up for times you couldn't buy. You've been really when you make up your mind. The hand out in the past tense.
Oh, man. Now I'm going to geek out on Tommy Stinson.
Now you hear him crying up at the distance. I might change my mind, I might change my clothes, I might change my life. So I'm told anything could happen. Anything could happen. Anything can happen. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. Baby, don't lay me down to rest in me.
What a fucking great tune. That second album, Bash and Pop album, the first album's great too, but the second Bash and Pop's, man.
Done acoustically and done by him, it was fantastic.
Of course.
And it was just kind of interesting to see kind of an offbeat show at an offbeat place in an offbeat city. So there you go. If anybody...
What happened here? What happened? Come on. What happened here? I'm stopping. Back it up a little bit. Something goes on with my QuickTime.
Anything can happen. Done acoustically and done by him, it was fantastic. And it was just kind of interesting to see kind of an offbeat show at an offbeat place in an offbeat city. So there you go. If anybody was lucky enough to see Tommy Stinson in Eastern Canada, there you go. You had fun, I'm sure. Anyway, that's it. I'm Jesse, here in Ottawa for the Rock and Roll Geek Show.
Thank you, Jesse. I really appreciate it, friend. Oh, Tommy Stinson. Let's listen to the rest of Anything Could Happen.
What's up, Dave?
Man, I wish I'd have gone to that show. Thank you for the audio comment, Jesse. I really appreciate it. You too can leave me a show review like Jesse did, like Jonathan Travers did, like Derek Atade, or however you pronounce his last name, but like Derek, John, and Jesse did. All you do is talk into your phone or go to recorder.google.com and then send it to me, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. All right, I think that's going to do it for me for tonight. Like I said, I'm going to come back Monday. Give me your track-by-track scores of the new Rolling Stones. I'm going to feel like a complete fucking idiot if I'm doing this without anybody else giving me their scores. So please, friends, help me out. Help a brother out. I'll do it anyway, but I'll feel like a dumbass. I'm a podcast Hall of Famer unless I've been punked. So, yeah, everybody punk me and don't give me a review and then really make me feel down on myself. All right, friends. You know how to reach me, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. You can find the show at rockandrollgeek.com. You can find me on the Facebook, R&R Geek. You can find me on the Twitter, R&R Geek. There's a Rock and Roll Geek Facebook group. I can't believe Adrian Boschon is not donating. I must have missed it or something. That bums me. Wait a minute. Is he on Twitter? No, he's on the oh, I'm sorry. He's on the Patreon. Adrian Boschrock. He's on the Patreon. All right. Good. I don't feel so bad about myself now unless nobody gives me their scores of the new Rolling Stones album, Hackney Diamonds. Rock and Roll Geek Facebook group. You know how to reach me, friends. It's a value for value, and if you get any value out of this, please help your friend out. Whatever you think it's worth to you. You go to the movies, you spend $20 and you buy popcorn. This is almost as long as a movie. It's about the length of a movie. Is it worth anything to you? Does it suck? If it sucks, don't give me anything. Just whatever. But if you like it, you can like Adam Curry says, time, talent, treasure. You can give me your time. You can do things for the Rock and Roll Geek Show. You can call in other radio stations and promote the Rock and Roll Geek Show. You can give me your talent. You can give me show reviews. You can send me music, whatever, or you can send me money, which I need money because I got to pay for a fucking... I didn't have to pay for the deck, but I got a granddaughter. You know how it is, friends. You got 12 houses. You need money. All right. I'm going berserk. Let's close out with a song. This was turned on to me by a friend of the show, Todd Cunningham. A band called Crossbone Scully. It's the guitar player and the musical director for Alice Cooper's band, Tommy Hendrickson. And special appearance by Phil Collen of Def Leppard. The band is called Crossbone Scully. This is called The Boom Went the Boom. The Boom Went the Boom. They got a girl guitar player, and she's pretty good. I think they got a girl drummer, too. Boom with the Boom from Crossbone Scully. I'll talk to you Monday with a review of the new Rolling Stones album. By the way, that is a ripoff of a hardcore superstar song. They should sue him.
It's a rock and roll geek train wreck.